Good day, Metafriadoglo and dear viewers. According to a Kyiv official, up to 13,000 Ukrainian soldiers have died in combat since Russia invaded the nation 9 months ago. On the other hand, the Ukrainian people are experiencing some of the worst power and water disruptions as Ukraine's military resisted raging daily offensives in the country's east. Japan, South Korea, and the United States imposed sanctions against North Korean officials involved in the nation's illegal weapons programs. According to Washington, Pyongyang's ballistic missiles pose grave risks to the region and the entire world. China and Russia have blocked recent attempts to increase UN sanctions against North Korea, who argued that the world should restart negotiations and prevent humanitarian harm. One day after the House approved legislation to prevent an economically disastrous rail strike, the Senate approved it on Thursday. President Joe Biden will now sign the bill into law in an already fragile economy. Biden had pleaded with Congress to act quickly, warning of serious damage to supplies networks that might affect the availability of clean drinking water and gasoline. U.S. President Joe Biden said he is preparing to speak with Vladimir Putin about the war in Ukraine if Russia's leader shows an interest in bringing the 9-month conflict to an end. I am prepared to speak with Mr. Putin if there is an interest in him deciding he is looking for a way to end the war, Biden said, adding that he will only do so after consulting with NATO allies. The comments made at a press conference in Washington, D.C. during a bilateral summit with French President Emmanuel Macron were the most open Biden has ever been about wanting to talk to Putin about the war. According to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the legacy of the transatlantic slave trade echoes to this day as the number of modern-day slaves increases. Mr. Guterres stated in a message before celebration for the International Day of the Abolition of Slavery on December 2nd that communities are still scarred by the historical suffering of Africans who were held as slaves and are unable to provide equal development chances for all people. Antonio Guterres, the head of the UN, said on Thursday in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where he was attempting the 6th UNO annual summit, that Africa is too frequently seen from the outside through a lens of problems. At a press conference, he told journalists, "When I see Africa, I see hope and potential. I see nations cooperating, even right here at the OR, to promote peace and development." He emphasized the enormous untapped potential of African youth, saying their limitless energy and new ways of thinking may offer solutions for significant challenges from which the entire world could benefit. This is Florence Akano, correspondent of Golfe TV, and we would like to thank you for connecting with us in this broadcast.